Welcome to part 2 of Understanding the Black Community. In part 1, we covered the history of the Black man. In this video, we're going to cover the history of the Black woman. So this is part 2 of Understanding the Black Community, the history of the Black woman. I'm your host, bnote, and this is the Black Club. Let's get it. Can we talk? In part 1, I broke down the history of the Black man and tried to get a better understanding of how we got to this point, how we got to this way of thinking. In this video, the history of the Black woman, we're going to go back to the beginning, to the root of the cause, and get an idea of the generational trauma that's been passed down throughout our women also. So now, like in part 1, I broke it down into eras, 4 eras: slavery, civil rights, the drug era, and the modern era. Did the same thing here. So let's start with the slavery era. Now, what happened to Black women during this era? We already talked about what Black men went through, but Black women also went through a lot of the same things. They was beaten, they was hung, they was torn apart from their families too. They was called the mule of the world. Ain't that a bitch? They were sexually exploited, used for breeding, sold for breeding. Where y'all think the saying strong and independent came from? That's how they was describing Black women when they was trying to sell your ass. Now again, check out my new store, the Black Club store. We've got men's clothes, women's clothes, kids' clothes, even got playing cards for you spades players out there. You can even get a Black Club pet bowl for you pet owners. We love the pets too, and we're still growing. So there'll be more to come. You can go to the Black Club website at theblackclubpodcast.com and click on the Black Club store. The link is also in the description. So head on over to the Black Club store and get your Black Club gear today. From 1619 to 1864, that's 245 years. And if you go back to part 1, you will see why we use in 1864 and 245. But that's basically 245 years worth of generational damage. But there's one difference that women had to endure. From the time a woman is born, from the time she a little girl to the time she is grown, the man in her life is everything. Her dad, her grandfather, her brother, from the time and eventually her husband, from the time she little to the time she's grown. Her father is her protector, her leader. Her brother is her protector. And her husband also becomes her protector and leader. All she's ever known in her life is that the man in her life is supposed to be her protection. The problem is we stop protecting our women. We stop leading. Throughout the generations, Black women had to slowly watch the fight leave out of their men. And by men, like I said, I mean grandfather, father, brother, uncle, whoever, the men in her life, she had to slowly watch the fight leave out of her. 245 years of seeing the men in her life be dehumanized. What y'all think that did to them psychologically? In my opinion, I think the reason Black women are lost is because Black women are scared. Psychological fear that's been passed down from generation to generation. Black women searching for that lost protection, that lost stability that they once had, that they've always known. Think about it. Think about all the conditions they try to come with. A man got to be what? Financially stable, emotionally intelligent, this and that, this and that. All that screams is the fear of the lack of protection. Even once you get to the end of slavery, now think about this. Hell, if Black men wasn't allowed to basically do shit, imagine being a Black woman at that time. You can't read, you can't learn shit either. Plus, Black women don't even got working rights. Most Black women then work for churches or newspapers or what they call secondary schools or colleges. You could do hair and nails, become untrained nurses. You had to marry to own property. Still couldn't vote, of course. So just like the men, another 100 years of psychological damage. 345 years of psychological damage plus instilled fear. Then you get to the civil rights era. And this is where black beauty becomes black power. See, before this era, the man represented the strength, the power. The woman represented the beauty, the grace. Oh, but that all changed during this era. Now, we all know about names like Coretta Scott King, Sojourner Truth, Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, and then there's names that you don't hear about like Diane Nash, a civil rights activist, Ella Baker, a civil rights activist, Dorothy Height, black women who, well, y'all say, stood on business. But what did this transition do? What did it mean for black women to not only represent black beauty, but also represent black power? That bond between a black man and a black woman represents strength. That alone represents power by itself. That's what we got to understand as black people, the black man and the black woman. When you are together, what you represent is a example of strength and power like no other. That household, that slavery household that was once weak, once unbalanced, once unstable, became stronger than ever. When we stopped walking one in front of the other, when it started walking side by side, it represented a unity, a united front that had to be broken again. Because you can't allow another Black Wall Street to happen. And see, before, it was easy to attack the black household because you could attack it from the outside. That's why everything was getting burnt down. But by the civil rights era, shit, niggas had guns too. So take your ass in somebody's yard trying to burn some shit down. If you want to, get your ass aired out. Times had changed. Had to change the strategy. So you got to attack the household from the inside. See, when you look at a relationship, it's sort of like a house. The men are the walls and the roof, the protection, right? But the women are the foundation, the stability. And if you attack the foundation, you can get any house to fall, right? And how do you do that? With drugs, with food stamps, with Section 8. You make the black woman feel like she can have anything she need without the black man. Then it'll be easy to get to him, get his ass out the way. You get the man out the way. Now you can get the woman and the kids in the houses and the neighborhoods that you want them to be in. Give them a little food every month. Make them feel like they really independent without the black man. Because by the time you get to the drug era, niggas starting to die and go to jail at a faster rate. So once again, that protection that women once felt is gone. It's all about the protection. So you understand now why you have so many women on Section 8 and on food stamps. They were provided a false sense of security. And so, shit, what else a woman with kids and no man gonna do? They took discipline out the household, so she can't really teach and discipline her kids the way she need to. So what does that do to the kids? Eventually, they're going to lose that fear and that respect that they had for their elders, right? In my opinion, it took 4 systems all working together at the same time to destroy the black community. Just think about it. The judicial system destroyed the black man, the black father. The financial system destroyed the black woman, the black mother. The educational system destroyed the black kids, the black future. Because if you can teach the kids what you want them to know, groom them how you want them to grow up, and be how you want them to become, you can completely change the direction of an entire people in just a few years. And how do you bring all of that together? The entertainment system. Change the music, change the movies, change the TV shows, hell, change the cartoons. Take love out of everything they see and hear. Make it all about sexual exploitation. And that's how you get to this modern era. You've got generations of women that's been seeking a protection that's no longer been there. Kids seeking leadership that's no longer been there. Before this modern era, women still had self-worth, self-respect. That's why you had your Claire Huxtables, your Aunt Vives, your Harriet Winslows. This modern era made women feel demoralized. The way y'all dressed changed. The way y'all thought about yourself changed. There was a whole black is beautiful movement at one point. All shades of black, all sizes of black. It didn't matter. It was all beautiful at one point. Because being black was and still is more than just a color. It's a lifestyle. But once this modern era came, it became black is beautiful. But if you look like this, or if you dress like this, or if you act like this, men started to degrade women in the music, in the movies, in the TV shows, and we stopped showing our young men how to love our women properly. That's when it all changed. In my opinion, most women just searching for protection. That's all it's about. It's just today, black women's idea of protection has just been conditioned with money. But most of them just really looking for a leader. Majority of women would follow if she feel like she got a man that can lead properly. But the problem is nowadays, hell, you niggas so damn confusing. Women don't know what the hell to do. Look at how some of these niggas are dressing. Look at how these niggas acting. That's why in this modern era, everybody just confused. Hell, I saw a chick the other day walking better in steel-toe boots than me. I'm gonna just leave that right there.
Do you have a brand or a business that you would like to promote? Drop by the club. Let us share your story your way. Go to the Black Club website at theblackclubpodcast.com and click on Be a Guest. The link will also be in the description. Let us see what kind of magic we can create together.
Yo, fellas, check this out. Well, we got to realize a lot of the facts that we got to face. The truth of the matter is, we got to blame ourselves for a lot of this, for majority of the shit that's going on. We got to accept the fact that a lot of our black women and black girls have been misguided. But we allowed the shit to slowly happen. How? We prioritize chasing money over family. We got to a point to where we idolize money. That's the problem. And because we stopped learning as men, because we stopped passing down knowledge and wisdom, we lost the ability to teach and lead. And I get it. Being put in a situation where you feel like you got to do what you got to do ain't a good feeling. Before I got to this point, I used to think the same way, that I only had certain choices. I wasted so many years going about life the wrong way, but didn't even know it. Trying to get money instead of taking the time to sit my ass down and sit still for a minute and learn how to make money. We don't sit our ass down and be still no more. Everybody now just on the go. Too busy feeling like they're going to miss out on something. Them same clubs that's there this year, going to be there next year too. You doing the same shit every day ain't going to do nothing but keep you going to those same clubs, fake balling, when you can take just a year. Just take just a year to yourself and learn something different, something prosperous, basic investing, passive income, something. Learn something that's going to help you create more than just one form of revenue, more than one way to bring in money. Learn how to make the money that you work for you. Then you can teach that and pass that down. That's how we fix our community. That's how you create your legacy. Learn how to create stability for yourself, and that stability would automatically be there for your family. That's the protection our women are missing. That's how we point our daughters back in the right direction. It starts with us. Stop blaming these women for crying out to us because they scared. That's all it is, fear. Like I said, fear that we ain't gonna provide the protection that we supposed to been providing for them since birth. And by that protection, I ain't just talking about financially. I mean mental protection, emotional, as well as physical. Black men stopped being the protector of the black woman and started being the enabler. That's just the truth. We got to give our women and our daughters that sense of security, that feeling of protection again. I'm not sitting here acting like I'm not the same. I'm guilty too. We all got to learn how to teach them how they should be loved and protected by us. It's a community effort. Now, my black women, y'all need to take some fucking accountability in this fucked up shit too. Some of y'all act like y'all done forgot how to think for your damn self. Black people come from a long history of great people, and that history don't happen without some great women too. But hell, y'all stop learning too. Y'all stop teaching too. Y'all stop being the nurturers. Stop being the growers of the community. Half y'all can't grow shit now if you tried. Hell, if a nigga buy your ass some flowers on Valentine's Day, they'll be dead by the 18th. Some of y'all don't even give a damn about the community no more. You just give a damn about yourself. But see, the problem with y'all and self-love is this done become more about self-worth than self-love. And when you add worth to something, you turn it into a product. And if the only thing you worth is being a product of sex, then what other value do you provide? Just because you got a pretty face and a fat ass don't mean you provide value to a man with values. Other than sex, what other values do you bring? Do you bring intelligence? Can you communicate? Hey, half y'all can't even hold a decent conversation. You claim you want a man to provide, but let's say you get a man that does everything you want and need. Do you have the knowledge to know what to do with him and what he provides? You got to ask yourself, do you even know how to be the woman that he needs? Basically, a man's job is to provide and plant the seeds. A woman's job is to grow and nurture those seeds, right? Hey, some of y'all wouldn't have a green thumb if you painted that motherfucker. How many modern women today can even grow a garden? Can't teach your daughter shit about growing a tomato, but you can teach her how to twerk, though. What have you learned that you can pass down? What lessons about self-respect and self-love have you passed down? You can't pass something down that you don't know. You claim you want a husband, but do you even know how to be a wife? No, because most of y'all ain't never been taught how to be a wife. Most of y'all ain't never been taught how to be submissive, how to be soft. Hell, nowadays, some of y'all harder than these niggas. You want a man to lead, but do you know how to listen and follow his lead? You might already have a nigga with potential. Do you got the knowledge to know how to have patience and nurture that potential into the man you need him to be? You might have a nigga that say you ain't got to work. He just want to go to work and bring home the money. You take care of all the other shit. You handle the money. Do you have the knowledge to know not only how to make sure the house straight, but to also grow that money and help create a better future for all of y'all? See, y'all got to get back to learning too. Y'all got to get back to teaching too. Because if you don't know how to be caring, how to be supportive, how to be nurturing, how to love yourself, you can't expect for a man to. That don't mean you can't learn how. You just got to be the one who want to learn. You got to want to be that kind of woman. That is, if you really want that kind of man and that kind of relationship you've been begging God for these last few years. And first of all, some of y'all need to learn the difference between fantasy and reality. Because that rich, high worth nigga y'all dreaming of most likely gonna only be a dream for most of y'all. Because some of y'all be just as broke as these niggas, trying to give a broke nigga some rich nigga conditions. Learn how to appreciate. Some of y'all be so ungrateful because you ain't never been taught how to appreciate a man. Some of y'all mothers only teach y'all daughters how to hold their hand out so somebody else can put something in it. This ain't all on men. Y'all got to take responsibility too in fixing this community. And it all starts with knowledge. But hey, I ain't no expert. I ain't no professional. I'm just trying to give you something to think about. Trying to put a little unity back in the community. But first, we got to grow the community, y'all. We got to build this platform up into a supportive community. So y'all subscribe to the show, like this video, leave me some comments and feedback, and let me know what y'all think. And check out another video while you at it. Hell, if you really want to support, watch all of them. Help the show hit that algorithm running. Because if we don't do nothing else on this show, we're going to laugh, we're going to learn, and we're going to love. I'm your host, bnote. This is the Black Club.